Hi, you are so welcome to Bona Adboma. On today's edition, we are going to be talking about adultery in marriage, but from the women aspect. Okay, so I just started that. And nowadays, when we talk about idolatry, it's not just about men. Those days, it used to be about men, 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 men. Men are the ones who cheat on their wives. Men are the ones who are not being faithful in the marriage. It's not anything like that anymore. You find women, I mean, like 10 years of marriage, 5 years of marriage, 20, even 30 years of marriage, who are also cheating on their spouses, who are also going through idolatry. Okay, and some of these women sometimes say, they don't know, it just happened, they just woke up one day and then it just happened. No, it's not true. Okay, and I'm speaking to biblical women. I am speaking to Christians. I am speaking to women who wants to make their marriage count on earth. Women who have decided that they are going to be faithful to their husbands no matter what the circumstance. Women who have decided to obey God and do the will of God in their marriage. I am not speaking to women who are all about, well, if my husband decides to do this and I'm doing the same thing. No, I'm speaking to biblical women, Christian women, godly women. These are the women I am speaking to. And if you happen to be any of these, then kindly grab a seat. And then let's delve into some of the situations that lead women, especially good women who decide not to, cheat on their spouses, go into it. Christian women have some excuses that sometimes they think is valid enough to go into idolatry, and that is, my husband doesn't make me happy anymore in the marriage. God did not put your husband before you to make you 100% happy in the marriage. If you wanted 100% happiness in life, then you shouldn't have gotten married, because I'm yet to see a woman who is like 100% happy in marriage. No, there are challenges. Even single women go through that. So why do you think getting married, that part of happiness that you need, is your husband that would satisfy you? No, it's not valid enough for you to cheat on your spouse. Also, you have to make yourself happy and not depend on your spouse. That is, you have to depend on God. It's God who gives that fulfillment, who gives that satisfaction, who gives that joy, in marriage. And you will have to look towards God for that. Okay. And also, women who say that my husband do not satisfy me more in marriage, they tend to look elsewhere. So that is no, it is not valid enough. If your husband doesn't satisfy you in marriage, it doesn't mean that you can now go on ahead to get it elsewhere. I am just trying to lay the foundation that nothing is valid enough for you to commit idolatry in marriage as a woman, even as a man, but that's for another day, right? So how do Christian women who decide that they will never cheat on their husbands end up doing it? One, they do not recognize unauthorized touch and language. So this is a Christian woman who is so naive, a very beautiful, godly Christian woman who wakes up, says her morning devotion, dresses up and goes to work. And then there's this, work colleague who's like, oh, how was your night? How did you, touch? Unauthorized touch. You have to act on it once. My night was good. My night was okay. You need to recognize these unauthorized touches from these ungodly men. Some of them might even be your church members. Don't get me wrong. Some of them might even be people who attend church, but they look at how beautiful and how glowing you are, and they just think they can have part of you. Some of them are even married men who passes such advances at you, okay? And you will have to recognize them and act immediately when there's an unauthorized touch from the opposite sex, whether married or not, whether your boss or your work colleague, please act accordingly. Do not even think about it. They said, oh, he means no harm. What? Please act before you even think. Once they are touching you, oh, you look pretty, please. I can't even imagine it, So act accordingly, immediately. Do not even be a woman that your reflexes about those things will just pop up, Yes. Do not even be naive about such touches. Second, set boundaries with such people. If you know there is a particular male figure in your workplace that has this inappropriate touch anytime they meet you, set boundaries. Once they, oh, this your dress fits very well, and then they start to, please, I don't think my husband would love that. I'm married. Can you please respect boundaries? I know you're my work colleague, you're my boss, you're my church member, but I think the way you touch me, I'm not very comfortable with that. Can you stop? Because you don't want to keep entertaining such people, and they get it in their heads that, oh, she's so pleased with the way I'm touching her. She's so pleased with the way I communicate with her. So, I think I can go on and keep doing it. Some of them might even say, oh, this is the way I act. This is the way I talk when I'm talking to people. I love to touch them. I love to, look into their eyes and let them know that, I mean what I'm saying. No, please, no. Set boundaries, Christian woman. Set boundaries against such people. 3, divorced men who get, very comfortable with you are not really the way to go. These divorced men or people who are, separated from their wives, they tend to get comfortable with married women. Yes. And that baffles me, because I don't know how you are trying to get away from your wife and you tend to get solace from another woman. And that always happens with a married woman. I just wish that my wife could be like you. You're also a wife. I love the way you treat your spouse. I love the way you talk to your husband. I love the way you do this. I love the way you do that. I wish it was like this. I wish you. And then you are like, you're so swollen-headed, thinking you are trying to help a man solve his marital problem. You will be the next marital problem if you're not careful. If you're not discerning, that's what I'm trying to say. If you are not discerning, you will be the next person that your marriage will be in shambles. These divorced people or these separated men, I don't know, but their best friends are always married people, married women, and then they come to work and they start talking to you about it. And instead of you to lead them to the right place or to the right people, you are rather trying. Are you a counselor? Are you a psychotherapist? Are you a psychologist? What are you? What are you trying to solve somebody's marriage? Please send them to the right source and pray for them. Pray for them. You might try to help with 1 or 2 solutions, but if it doesn't work, just know that you are not the right person for that man, to get comfortable with. When you tend to get comfortable with this man, you become his emotional dependency. You become his emotional support. And he will start to call you at ungodly hours. Oh, can you please, it's urgent. Can you meet me here? Can you meet me there? And you start to make excuses for him with your spouse. Please, babe, this married man, I've been telling you, he needs me to do this for him. He needs me to do that for him. Can I please? You start to go to his place. You start to cook and serve him. You start to even send breakfast to him at work. You just start to be a woman. Women, we are nurturing, we are loving, we are kind. So we are compassionate. So that woman thing in you just start to come out towards him. And then it starts to, oh, sorry, come and let me comfort you. Like hug. You start to hug him. You start to, no. No, not at all. No, don't become an emotional support for another divorced or a separated man that you are trying to get together with his wife. You are not God. Lead them to God. Okay. Also, your thoughts, your fantasies and your dream as a married woman. What do you think about? What do you fantasize? Do you fantasize about a particular man that you would think you would have been married to? Like someone you don't even know him, but you just think about him. You just probably, I wish I was getting married again, getting married to this person, and your dreams is all about some strange man, and your thoughts, and you find yourself thinking deeply about certain instances about a strange man. You see, sometimes the things that we think about usually come to pass. That's why the Bible says that whatever that is in your heart, that is how you are. As a man thinketh, so he is. So you keep thinking about this person, and one day, the devil knows what we want. The devil knows what we love. The devil will just bring it to you. Take it. Here is him, and you find yourself there, and it's difficult to get out. So as married women, let's be guarded by our thoughts, by our dreams, by our fantasies, by the way we want certain things to happen for us. You look at someone's marriage and all what you think about is that. All what you think about is, let's be guarded by the way we think. Let's subject our thoughts. Let's subject them to Christ. And now we bring them to captivity. Anything that is not God, any knowledge that is that is exalting itself against the knowledge of God in our hearts and in our lives, we have to act immediately. Don't give the enemy the chance to come into your heart. No, your heart belongs to God and to your husband only. Yeah. No. Yeah. And also your dressing as a godly woman and a Christian. When you dress and you're walking out there, why do you dress the way you do? Because me, when I'm going to work, I first of all invite the Holy Spirit to lead me on what to wear. My students and my colleague tutors know my color combinations. Oh my God, I kill it every time. That is because I have an inspiration from God. And I tell God, as I am going out, as I'm walking out, cover me with your Holy Spirit. If anyone has never seen a beautiful woman today, let me be the beautiful woman they would see today. Let them see the glory of God. Let them see that God has created. And let me bring glory to my husband. Let people be like, this woman's husband is blessed. I pray over my body, over my spirit, over my soul, over my clothes. I want to glow for Christ, and I want to glow for my husband. These are my inspirations when I dress and I walk out there for God and for my husband. And if you're a married woman and you are not intentional about your looks for God and for your husband, then you tend to go wayward, or you go overboard with the way you dress, because you start to seek attention from men. Especially if you work in the corporate, you start to seek attention from men. You want to look good, so that maybe men out there will be like, this woman dresses so nice. I wish my wife could dress like this. And then you start to bring eyes upon yourself ungodly, way, in an ungodly way. Men will start to be attracted to you. Your dressing start to, it brings out your figure, and you smell nice, and it's all about you. It's all about your dressing. It's all about your looks, and God and your husband is at the back of your mind. It means that you are the one bringing in unauthorized eyes to yourself. You are seeking for ungodly attraction. And as a married woman, and for that matter, a godly wife, you shouldn't be seeking for external compliments and attraction from people who are not your husband. So let's be mindful, okay? As married women, when we dress out and we are going there, what's the motive? What's the intent? Why do you look the way you do? And if it is not anything to glorify God and your husband, you better put that down and change something else. Because you're going to have compliments from both married and unmarried men out there. And that is not good. That does not glorify God. You get what I'm saying? I also want to talk about inappropriate closeness, touching, and conversations with people who are not your spouses or somebody who is not your husband. Inappropriate closeness. A married woman, your bestie is a male or a married man as well. I don't think it's the best. And some of these married women even feel comfortable hugging these men in front of their husbands. Babe, this is my bestie. I've met him before you, and his bestie is bestie. This day is bestie. Bestie this, bestie that. And it's a male figure. One day. The Bible says that. Have you seen anyone who put coals of fire on their chest and it does not burn them? It will surely burn you. One day, you will need solace, you will need help, you will need support. And is that your bestie, who is a male, then you will get it from? One thing will lead to the other, and you find yourself committing adultery. So this bestie that with the opposite sex, and as a married woman, I don't think is the best. I really don't think it's the best. Don't get me wrong. My husband knows my male friends. Maybe 2 or 3. We can speak on phone for an hour. Okay, even in the presence of my husband. He knows what we are talking about. He knows where the conversation is going. But it's not anything that is ungodly and will not glorify God. And I don't even think I would ever find myself at a place that is so not authorized with them. You get what I'm saying? You have these married women going out with even unmarried men, going to places that they are not even supposed to go together or even be together. And they say, oh, that's my bestie. Giving the devil the chance to come in. Please, I beg you in the name of God. Don't be that woman who'll be like, I don't know what happened. We're just friends. And I started to develop feelings for him. And you caused it. You caused it. So once again, let's be guarded. And let's be careful. Okay? Yeah. I want to talk about compliments, flirtations, and jokes that men make towards you. Have a stern face. Do not give them the opportunity to have those flirtatious comments about your body. You would hear a man say, oh, I love your, sorry to say, your ass. I love your hips. Wow, God really designed you. God took the time to create you. Your husband is so lucky to have you. I wish you were my wife. I would be doing this to you at this time of the day and that. You're like, I'm sorry, what? Excuse me? Sometimes I wish a man would just approach me like that, and I'll bring that my what? Can you please say that again? I just wish a man. Well, I don't give men that opportunity to ever say that towards me, but I wish a man would. I wish you would be your end, like a girl end. Just act up, and let that be the last they will ever say that towards you. Especially if it's in the office. What did you say? They'll be like, oh, no. If they think it was good, why don't they want it to be loud for everyone to hear? Flirtatious comments and acts, the way they start to look at you. Some men will start to, look at some eyes. When a man loves you, you start to see it. You start to see the way they touch you, the way they talk, and the movement of the eyes, the way they look at you. All those signs they are showing, my sister, run for your life. You have to be very attentive and see those signs and act immediately. Joseph fled. He did not even wait to assess the situation about Potiphar. He fled. He ran for his dear life. But you are there trying to assess, hey, the way this guy is looking at me, and and you are just at this guy. Why is this guy doing like? Yeah, just there, mumu, a Christian mumu. You fall into temptation. Do not let them look at you. What is something wrong with your eyes? Why are you looking at me like that? You have to be. Yeah, and conversations. You know yourself. You know the kind of conversations you need to avoid. Sexual conversations. conversation that deals towards intimacy and all those kinds of things, and you are paying attention and you are listening, you're also commenting, and the man is still, there was one time I was working somewhere, and a married man would come to the workplace and be telling the unmarried people how marriage is sweet and how the things he does to the wife. Guess what? A lady was there. A lady fell a victim to it, because the lady was just imagining how this man was sexually satisfying the wife and felt that I want to have that, and she fell into temptation. This man had his way. Later on, I realized that the man was intentionally doing it because the man had been eyeing her for a while. You see how men are? Yes, some men. They are like that. And probably that moment you had a situation with your spouse and things are not going so well sexually, and you have this man coming to work to sexualize everything in front of you. If you don't act immediately, you would fall for it. We are women, or you will fall for it. So be mindful of conversations, of compliments and jokes about you, either sexually or not. Do not return those compliments. Oh, you look this, you look that. Please, can you not say that again? I'm not comfortable. I'm a married woman and I would want to keep it that way. Find a way to just let them stop doing all those things that they are doing. So these are the signs that I think we just overlook as Christian married women. We feel, oh, there's nothing wrong with it. He knows I'm married. He will not do that. Really? Open it for him to see whether he won't come in or not. These men out there, they don't care. In fact, some men out there are hunting married women. Yes, they are hunting us, especially we, the satisfied, beautiful, fulfilled married women. They are so looking for us. The devil is out there and he is not sleeping. He knows what he has put in marriage, and he knows that if he should come against the purpose of God in this marriage, he has won. So don't be the one. God says that offenses would come, but woe unto whom that offenses will come through. Don't be the one that offenses will pass through and destroy your own marriage. Be careful. Be discerning. So much. Be discerning all the time. At your workplace, in church, anywhere you find yourself as a married woman, just put it in your mind that the devil is looking for you, and if you lose God, you are going to fall. That is it. So I don't want you to wake up one day and say, I don't know how it happened. You know, you were a woman. When you were falling in love with your husband, you knew the signs. You knew how you were feeling. You know all those things. The sleepless nights, the unending thoughts about your spouse right now. So don't say you don't know how it happened. Please, just excuse me with that. And don't fall a victim to that. Please. I beg you in the name of God. I thank you so much for spending time to listen to me, and I hope we will not fall into the temptation of the devil. We will not go into idolatry and miss the blessings that God has ordained for us in our marriages. God bless you and bye.